Okay. Ah. Okay. Love after porn. r/love after porn. What does porn have to do with policing bodies? Vent. I see time and time again people posting that partners cannot/should not police bodies by vetoing porn. Vetoing? What? If it was masturbation and they're not a PA, I'd understand a lot more. But why is asking your allegedly monogamous partner to not lust over and expend sexual energy on other women considered trying to control their body? Oh, okay. Has porn become so synonymous with masturbation that no one can think of one without the other? This is so infuriating. Porn is creating false libidos and escalating interests and fetishes that venture into disturbing if not illegal. It's killing relationships and intimacy and trust, not to mention the views it perpetuates towards women. It's also not big deal unless asked to stop, in which case that is controlling and abusive. How can people not see the hypocrisy and absurdity of that stance? Kids don't like having their candy taken away, I guess. SMH, what does that mean? What is SMH?
I just told you, it means...
That?
Yeah, smish. It's like...
Okay. Yeah, girl. Yeah, this could be talked about for years and we would never stop. Yeah, I feel like that's really like, it's kind of like telling people how they should feel about stuff. So like if somebody's like hurt about something, then it's like, oh, it's wrong that you feel hurt about that. And I just feel like that's just not right. What happens is like when people have addictions, they are very defensive, right? Like I remember growing up hearing that the first symptom that you know that if somebody has an addiction is that they're in denial about the addiction. So you tell like a person that is an alcoholic, hey, you drink too much. And they're like, no, I don't. That is like the first sign that they are probably an alcoholic, more likely than not, because a person that is not an alcoholic would not get defensive about it. So all these narratives that we hear sometimes, to me, it sounds a lot like something that a person who has an addiction would say, like justifying their behavior or shaming you for being bothered by their behavior and stuff like that. And in a relationship, I think that you should always care and value what your partner feels like. So whatever you do, regardless of if it is right or wrong or whatever, if it really hurts your partner, it makes them feel sad, or it just hurts them, then I feel like that should be important and that should be considered in the relationship, because it's two people, it's not just one person. So to be like, okay, I'm gonna do whatever I want and I don't care about how you feel, and you are wrong for feeling how you feel, and you should be okay with X, Y, and Z, it is really unhealthy. It is really unhealthy, because a relationship should be, I care about you and you care about me, not just I do what I want and I don't care. Like that is really selfish. And with selfishness, without without care for the other person, it's really hard to have a healthy relationship. So that's my argument to those people who say that crazy stuff. It's very simple. Okay, next question. r/marriage. Oh my God, this is long. Am I overreacting about husband hiding his friendship with a woman? No, you're not. Next question. I'm just kidding. I just read the title and I'm like, you're not overreacting. That sounds crazy. Why, like, I don't even need to read your story. And it's like, why do you need to hide it? If you're hiding something, it's because you know that what you're doing is wrong. If not, you wouldn't hide it. We only hide things, like the action of hiding something is because we know that is wrong. Like, for the most part, there's a difference between privacy and secrets, right? Something like this shouldn't be hidden from your spouse. Like, but anyway, let's read the question. To have unnecessary details that would just validate what I said, but whatever. I'll try to keep this succinct. Oh my God, why don't people just use normal stupid words like for me to understand? Succinct. I don't know, succinct. Succinct. I'll try to what? Succinct.
Yes.
Lord
short,
Jesus.
brief.
Okay. Husband, married 3 years, together for 10, made a female friend at work. I was a bit jealous because she is very pretty, and he seemed impressed that she's a software developer like him. He assured me there were no feelings there and that she was just a work pal, and that they didn't talk outside of work. I found out in October they were friends on Discord and chatted pretty regularly for months. This is the school of red flags. This is a huge red flag, and I don't need to know more to know that this guy is a piece of because he lied to you. He said that there was nothing more and that they didn't talk outside of work, and he clearly lied to you. Somebody that can lie about small things would lie about big things and everything. That's the science, and that's how lies work. So, oh my God. I was furious, understandably so, that he didn't tell me about this. He admitted he didn't tell me because he knew I'd be uncomfy with it. Uncomfy? Uncomfy. Oh, uncomfy with it. That is, okay, so again, you come to him and you tell him, hey, why did you lie to me about this? And instead of him taking responsibility for his lying, he says that he lied because of you. Pretty much. So he's not taking responsibility, and he's blaming you for his actions. This is already a box of red flags. Oh my God. Okay. Lord. Okay. He promised to stop talking to her. Okay. Oh, señor. Okay. I still had a gut feeling he was still chatting with her. Let me guess, he was. And I would periodically ask about it, to which he'd get frustrated and act like I was crazy for even asking. Now we have 10 more red flags here. So he lied to you about this woman, okay? You have a feeling and you ask him about it. First, he gets frustrated. If he's a loving, empathetic, good husband, he would understand that your frustration comes from him lying to you. So he would take responsibility for making you frustrated because that comes from him lying to you. Instead of that, he gets frustrated at you and then gaslights you, because this is what this is. This is gaslighting, and saying that you are crazy for asking that. You are not crazy, because this is something that happened. He betrayed the relationship by lying to you in the first place, even if he didn't do anything. So you are not crazy. So this is gaslighting because it's making you feel crazy for something that is probably true and is happening, and he's not taking responsibility and he's blaming you for it. This is the first paragraph. Okay, so now we have let's say in my head, I don't know we have 13 red flags in the box, okay? But let's continue about this wonderful husband. Of course, my intuition was right. And 10 months later, in August, I found out he never did stop talking to her. Oh, really? The guy that was gaslighting you and telling you that you were crazy and getting frustrated and blaming you for his lies was still lying to you? What a surprise. I'm not mad at you, by the way. I'm mad at your husband, not you. He finally admitted to me he had a crush on her. Yeah, that sounds about right. I read the messages. They were absolutely flirtatious, but not as bad as other emotional affairs I've read about. Okay, so cheating is cheating is cheating is cheating is cheating. Cheating is betraying the vows of our relationship. If in your guys' relationship there was an agreement that we wouldn't flirt with other people and we wouldn't lie about stuff, and he's doing that, then he's cheating. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. It's cheating. Like, it doesn't matter if there was sex, if there wasn't sex, if it doesn't matter. He betrayed the vows of the relationship. That's cheating. Period. Like, comparing stuff is not gonna fix anything. Like, because it doesn't matter. Cheating is not about what you do necessarily. Is more about the secrecy of what you do, and like the hiding and the betraying the vows of the relationship or the agreement. Okay. No planning a future together, never asked about feelings. Okay, so you're saying that it wasn't like an emotional affair because they weren't planning a future together and they never talked about feelings. Well, he had feelings for her if he had a crush on her, right? He said talking to her gave him an ego boost, and it was nothing more than that. Oh my God. So now we have 14th red flag. So this guy, he's so insecure within himself that his wife is not enough for him. A person that was with him for 10 years and married him for 3 years, that's not enough for him. So he needs to go to work and be flirting with a girl at work to make him feel better about himself. So it sounds like he has some deep issues about himself. Because somebody committing to being with you for 10 years and being married with you for 3 is not enough. That sounds like a big him issue. Like, and that doesn't make it right. That just is like another red flag. And it was nothing more than that. Oh my God. So again, I just feel like him saying that, oh, it just gave me an ego boost. It's just him not taking responsibility for him cheating and his actions and his... Okay. He hasn't seen her in person in months since he no longer works at the same place as her. Okay. He says he has blocked her on Discord and stopped talking to her, and their relationship never got physical. Again, that it didn't get physical doesn't mean that it's not cheating. But I understand that that's what he believes. This makes me feel like I'm overreacting. No, you're not overreacting. This is bad. But it's the secrecy of it that I'm having trouble getting over. Yeah, because that's what cheating is about. It's the secrecy of it. It's so hard because I thought we had a great relationship, and this totally blindsided me. It's been over a month since I found out, and sometimes things still send me into a spiral of anxiety and insecurity. Of course, because you are with a person that is not keeping their vows, that is really insecure, and they're looking like, like they're, how do people say? Like they're like looking for something, like, you know what I mean? Like they're going somewhere else. Yeah, of course you have anxiety and you feel insecure. Like, this is crazy. I have started therapy to work through this. Okay, well, okay. There are a lot more painful details to add. So let me know if should clarify anything. But I'm trying to be concise. Wondering if anyone has had a similar experience. Did you get over it eventually? And if so, how? Yeah, I've had very many similar experiences. And I can tell you that this guy is a box of red flags. Like, this is really bad, and you are not overreacting, you are not crazy, you are not insecure. Like, this is not about you. You are just having a healthy reaction of a healthy person to someone that is gaslighting them, that is manipulating them, that is lying to them, and that is just cheating on you, like, straight up, like, even if he didn't go physical with her or whatever, like, this is betrayal, like, this is cheating, this is lying, this is gaslighting, there's like manipulation, and a person that is not taking responsibilities. So it's like, of course you are going crazy because this is crazy. I think that from experience, that I don't think you can work this out in therapy if you're still with him, because being still with somebody that is like lying, gaslighting, not taking responsibility, cheating, and doing all this stuff, and they're not taking responsibility, and they're not seeing their issues, and they're not like putting effort into changing that, those things are screaming a message at you, like they're communicating something, which is why you feel anxious and insecure. So it's like you can go to therapy and try to work on those things, but he keeps repeating those, like that behavior of like lying, gaslighting, doing things behind your back, and like, doing all this stuff that is just cheating. Your gut, this whole time have been telling you what's been going on, right? So your gut is gonna feel that something is going on, but then when you probably, confront him, he's gonna say that you're crazy or whatever, like what he did before. Maybe he won't, right? But based on the data and based on what you wrote, it sounds like most likely that's the type of person that he is and the type of person he chooses to be. So that is gonna make you crazy, and that's gonna create a lot of insecurities in you, and it's like create this cycle of like insecurity, anxiety, trauma, betrayal, feeling cheated on, feeling less than, like all those things. So it's like there is like a certain gas in your house, and you're getting like intoxicated, and you can smell the gas, and your husband is telling you that there is no gas, right? So then you go to the doctor, and the doctor helps you to get rid of the intoxication in your body, and then you feel better. But then you keep going home, and the gas is still at home, right? So it's like, if you keep being exposed to this type of behavior, like somebody blaming you, gaslighting you, lying to you, cheating on you, doing all this stuff, there's no amount of therapy that can combat that, unless he changes, and then you can work that on therapy by yourself, and he works on himself by himself, and then you guys can work on therapy together after he's been like, acting healthy for a while. Otherwise, if you're like putting all this energy into therapy and he's not changing at all, and he's keep doing his stuff, you're just not gonna get anywhere, because you're it's like you're going back home to the same toxicity. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. The reason why I doubt that he might just like overnight change is because people don't change overnight. Like, change takes a lot of awareness and a lot of ability to take responsibility over yourself, and it takes a lot of willingness to change. So it's like, if somebody has been acting a certain way and being a certain way for their whole life, which most likely this guy has been, if he has lied to you, who you've been with him for 10 years, right? I highly doubt that he just is a person that just lies to you specifically, and he just gaslights you specifically. So if he's been acting like that for a long time, like, this is like, imagine like literally like physically, like there's like a movement of this car is been moving in this direction for a long time. There's a lot of energy there. So to stop the car and to change, you need the same, like a bigger force to stop it, if that makes sense, like a car moving. So, which is what, therapy and recovery and healing is about. If somebody is not willing to do that, they most likely won't change because they've been like acting like that, and that's been their system of doing things for their whole life, probably, or most of their life, or for a long time. So otherwise, most likely he's gonna stay doing that type of behavior. I know that sounds really bad, but I just want to be honest with you because I don't want to like give you false hope, and like that's been my experience. And from a lot of people that I know have been going through stuff very, very similar to this. Like, yeah. So anyway, in summary, you're not overreacting. You're not crazy. He's just gaslighting you and blaming you and whatever. And listen to your gut. Listen to your gut. Listen to your gut. Like, if your gut is telling you that he's not changed, most likely he hasn't. Yeah. So, for example, there's here a comment because you commented to this. So somebody says, I do not. Okay, this person is nothing clever for now. Says, I do not think you are overreacting. I consider this emotional cheating, and it would take a lot for me to trust him again. He has asked you how he can earn your trust. Oh, has he asked you how he can earn your trust? Is he actively doing things to earn back your trust? And OP replied, thank you. Yes, he has, and he generally seems remorseful. I can tell he gets impatient and frustrated when I bring it up again though, which isn't that often, honestly. He's agreed to do couples counseling as well as individual therapy for him to work on his own insecurities that caused this. I guess that's a good start. I was so confused and wondering when/if it gets easier to deal with. From my experience, it gets easier if people are serious about recovery and about changing. If they're not, it's just living hell. It's just a cycle of craziness, and it's just the worst thing ever. So I understand that he's saying that, he's gonna do all these things. You need to look at his actions more than his words, because a person that lies doesn't really value their words very much, right? Because if they did, they wouldn't lie. So if he lied about something and he doesn't really value his words, to me, it's like his words don't have a lot of value because he himself don't value his own words. So I think that when that happens, right, the best thing is just to see their actions and see what they're doing, right? So if you see him actually taking steps towards recovery and actually communicating with you and being honest with you about stuff, anything, then those are good signs. But if he's saying like, oh, I'm gonna be different, right? Before, like, for example, before he said that he wasn't that he wasn't talking to the girl outside of work, and he was. So it's like, it sounds like he's just not a trustworthy person. Yeah, so this is, yeah. My gut tells me that this is gonna get a little bit worse. But anyway. Yeah, just know that your feelings are valid, that there's nothing wrong with your feelings, that it's really hard because you love this person and care about this person, but this is a lot of awful things that people shouldn't do in relationships, in my opinion. So oxytocin vibes says, this is what I call lying. Lying breaks trust down. How can you trust him not to do it again? I feel like you're justified in your feelings. He has a lot of work to do to gain your trust back and prove to you that he's a loyal partner. He also needs therapy. Yeah, anyway, I'm sorry that you're in a situation. I hope that my feedback helped. The best advice I could give is just follow your gut and listen to your gut. You know best what is best for you. You know when to trust this person because your gut will tell you when to trust this person. If you don't trust him, it's for a reason. And follow your intuition, follow your gut, follow your heart, and you know what you need to heal. And if he's not doing the things that you know you need to heal and to trust him again, then girl, you're better than that. And I'm really sorry because I know it's easier said than done, but yeah. So this video is already very long. So that's it. Bye.